It looks like we can start, right?
Yes.
Polina, we are
Yes.
waiting from you. Okay, just a second. We will prepare everything that will be the most, the most comfortable way for everyone. Great. I'm so happy to be here today with part of our team, with our partners who were able to join today and who will watch this recording, because we know that all of you have really busy, active days, rescuing children globally, all around the world, and in Ukraine as well. But we as well are really happy and thankful that during these 5 years, you changed the world, especially in Ukraine, together with us, that we make the world for Ukrainian children much safer together. And we really believe that in next years and next decades, we will do even more together. So I have some open welcome remarks, and then I will pass to our operational director, Irina, and our other Irina. They will present our results for the last 5 years of our work, and as well in the end I will have additional remarks and news and updates. And in case you will have some questions, please ask them in the end, or in case you watch the recording, please send us in email your questions, so we will be more than happy to answer. So I have a small opening, like a text, because I'm a little bit worried. It's for the first time in my life we are celebrating 5 years of our NGO. So sorry for a little bit being stressful maybe. But what's my main idea of the speech is that calling is not something that you find, but it's find you. So you cannot develop your calling or your mission as an organization, as a person. It's something that you found you. That's exactly what happened with Stop Sexting. Because since childhood, I really dreamed to work in nonprofit and in charity. And in my childhood, it was a little bit unusual because people usually wanted to work in business. But that time, even I wanted to make systemic social changes. And of course, this journey wasn't neither quick or easy. However, when your destiny finds you, you feel it unmistakably, and you can no longer ignore it. So you must follow this path. And Irina today will tell you about how it's happened with Stop Sexting. The moment I first learned about online sexual crimes against children, my life was divided into before and after. From that moment, I decided myself and dedicated myself to finding people as you, resources, ideas, and opportunities to make the digital world safer for younger Ukrainians. Fortunately, I was not alone in this mission. Exceptional individuals joined me, forming our incredible team and network of partners as you together with us today, all around the world, from Ukraine to Australia, US, and even Canada. Every day we develop educational and awareness raising program. We provide counseling and psychological support to victims. We conduct groundbreaking research and strengthening the capacity of public institutions to address children online risks in Ukraine. In just 5 years, what started as a dream to ensure that every children and adults understand the risk of online sexual abuse has grown into Ukrainian leading child online safety NGO, recognized, even respected globally. And even we have some global rewards that we are really proud of. We set trends, we establish high standard, sometimes maybe even really high, and pioneer new approaches to protect children as they navigate the digital world. Today, I'm really proud to hear children say that sending nude images is a risky choice, something that just 5 years ago few ever considered a threat. It was a really reality of Ukraine in 2017 when children told like, what can happen if I will send somebody my nude photos? At the same time, I'm deeply concerned when I see research data. And one of our research as well, like latest research, we will present this year in spring. And this data still show us that 1 in 4 children in Ukraine still experience online sexual abuse. Especially in wartime, it's really shocking. Awareness and action are not always the same, but inaction due to ignorance is far more worse. Our team faced new challenges, not only in protecting children from online sexual abuse, the point where we started, but also in tackling a lot of emerging trends. Our children are much more vulnerable to standard online safety risks as all children globally, but they are much more vulnerable due to full invasion in their mental states. But in Ukraine, we have a specific threats and risk for our children online, as our enemies recruit our children to commit different kind of crimes. And only yesterday it's cost a life for a child in Ivano-Frankivsk region in Ukraine, where children died due to following activities that Russia forced them to do, contacted them online from Telegram. Moreover, we as well follow global trend of AI intelligence development, and is being used both as a tool for abused children by abuser, but in some cases AI can directly lead to suicide of children. So there are a lot of challenges, and mostly companies understand only great side of AI technology, but we as NGO should bring them back and show what risks can be. The global youth mental health crisis is one more problem, and taking its toll on Ukrainian children who are further exposed to violent and war-related content. And in our research as well, we see that children spend much more time online in Ukraine now, and then they spend much less time in education online. So they try to escape from reality and searching for support and help online. Over the past few years, 5 years, the risks children face online have only multiplied, as I mentioned above. However, today children are more informed, public officials are really better equipped to prevent and respond to threats, and our team has become a formidable force in protecting the most vulnerable online users. So what I see now, world in Ukraine, online world in Ukraine is much better. As children equipped, specialists equipped, and we have really dedicated team. That's why I look to the future with confidence, knowing that we will continue to find solutions to emerging risks so that internet become a vast sea of opportunities for every child rather than a place of danger. This approach influences the formulation of our vision and mission. So we work every day and work really hard to create a world where every child and every even adult in digital world feels safe, well informed, and has access to mental health support in the digital age. And our mission is to motivate us every day to build a system that protects the lives and mental well-being of digital users in Ukraine through education and advocacy campaign, while providing support to victims to ensure that internet becomes a source of opportunities rather than a space of threats. So we did a really incredible work thanks to your support globally and in Ukraine. And today we want to present the results, what we were able to achieve. And I'm really happy and proud to pass this floor to Irina, our operational director. She worked in our team for several years, and I'm really inspired and proud to see how her career developed from different positions in the organization. So I'm really proud and happy to have Irina in our team. So Irina, floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nastya. It's a pleasure to work with your team, and thank you so much for founding this organization. For the history and what we have achieved, I will pass a colleague to another colleague, Irina, and she will share you more about what we have achieved and what project we have already done, and I will share more about our future strategy and plans for the upcoming years.
Good day, everyone. It's an honor for me to be a part of the organization and to continue our story and tell you more about achievements of our organization in recent years. So Our story started in 2017 when our founder, Anastasia, attended a Council of Europe conference and saw a Europol video about online child sexual crimes. She decided that she needed to translate it and share it with the society, and the response was immediate. Parents, educators, media began reaching to Anastasia with questions, and there was a big gap with knowledge. So she quickly realized that one voice was not enough, and there was a growing demand of knowledge. So she decided to create a first Ukraine's lesson on protecting children from online sexual abuse. And more than 1,000 teachers at the time provided that lesson to children in their classrooms. So by 2020, we realized that we need a more complex solution, and that's when Anastasia decided to launch the project more nationwide. And in 2020, we created the first informational portal in Ukraine dedicated to online safety with support of Kyivstar. And also we conducted Ukraine's first research on sexual abuse and exploitation of children on the internet, where more than 4,000 children participated in the research and shared their knowledge of online risks. Also, we launched Ukraine's first platform for reporting child sexual abuse materials in collaboration with the Internet Watch Foundation, where every children can turn to when they have problems with their materials being shared online. Also, we developed Ukraine's first Telegram support chatbot for teenagers and established a child online safety helpline based at the contact center provided by our government, where you can call 24/7 and receive support, whether you're a child, parent, or educator and have a problem with online risks. Also, that year, we published Ukraine's first children's fairy tale about online safety, Happy and Her Superpower, and received an award from UN Global Compact. 2021 was a year of advocacy and innovation. That's when we started with our advocacy campaign at the government level to criminalize online grooming and watching and possession of child sexual abuse materials in Ukraine. And that was the time when there was a rise in teenage suicide. So we had to make our efforts very productive and effective to make this problem go away. That's when we developed Ukraine's first school lesson on harmful online content and published Ukraine's first book for parents on online safety, which was Children and Parents in the Internet, A Guide to Safety Journey. The author of the book is our founder, Anastasia, so it's very good. You should really read it. It's very interesting. That's when we also started to find creative ways. For example, we partner with the children's pop group Open Kids and Kyivstar to create a short film about online threats. And also that was the time when we created the first in the world VR Quest. Actually, that's my favorite achievements of the organization because they are very creative and interactive. And that's how children really understood about the problem and what can they do with this problem. 2022 was the year of the full-scale invasion in Ukraine, so we had a lot of work to do, and there was new risks that emerged at that time. So now we started with the launch of the program Time to Talk, and also at that time we created animated film based on the fairy tale Happy and Her Superpower. Also, we introduced a unique months-long support program for teachers. We trained nearly 2,000 teachers in mental health and child safety, which was very great result at that time. Also, we established a psychological support hotline on the organization website where every child, parent, or educator can turn to and receive a psychological support from our psychologist. It's also very quick, so if you have a problem, you can go right to our website and receive support. Also, we developed lessons on children's online and offline safety during wartime. So that was a big step in developing safety in Ukraine, especially in the online world. Also, that was the year when we finally made an official independent organization and started working as an independent unit. 2023 was the year of our great effort and scaling our impact. That's when we joined We Protect Global Alliance, and we are very proud to be the first Ukrainian organization to join this alliance. It was a great partnership for us. Also, we launched 2 new online safety portals for children and adults. We created and launched Ukraine's first online course for schools to make a complex program for teachers, directors, and school staff. We also received the Against Bullying Award and released the campaign Good Parents Don't Get Blocked with Disney. It's a podcast that you can listen on different resources. It was downloaded over 100,000 times, so we tried to share it as more as we can. Also, we developed and conducted Ukraine's first training for social workers and psychologists and launched Ukraine's first educational campaign for children with special educational needs. It was a great milestone for us. Also, we developed a comic book, and it's one of the interactive ways that we try to make the problem known to society. This comic book was developed with our teenage ambassador of the organization. And now we move to 2024, the recent years that we had, and I think that it was very, very productive. Firstly, we launched Ukraine's first online course for juvenile police officer on preventing and responding to cases of online abuse against children. We continue to develop this course, and right now, a juvenile police officer is still working and receiving knowledge from us, so it's still in the process of conducting. We also facilitated the launch of the Take It Down portal in Ukraine, where you can delete your photos that you shared on the internet via this portal. And we initiated the second national-wide study on children's experience on the internet, which will be shared in April. So we will have a great event, and we will be happy to invite you to it. We also introduced an educational program for private schools to help create a safe environment for students and launched a campaign combating the online recruitment of children. It was one of the emerging risks that started with a full-scale invasion, and we continue to work with it because the event is growing bigger and bigger with every day. So we need all the efforts we can to combat online recruitment. Also, we made an offline training for school psychologists, and we continue to work with that audience. So we continue a complex course, and this spring we will continue a big course for nationwide for all Ukrainian school psychologists. So it's a great milestone for our organization. Throughout these 5 years, we have continuously sought to make the digital world a safer place for children, to ensure the parents, educators, professionals have the tools they need to protect the next generation. We taught almost 1 million people. It will be educators, parents, psychologists, law enforcement, social workers, and of course, children. We also gave support to victims. We gave support via helpline, via our psychological line, and via chatbot. And of course, awareness raising campaign. We try to reach everyone in Ukraine to tell them about the problem and how they can prevent these risks and what can they do if these risks already happened to their children. So today we stay proud of the milestones we've achieved, but also we recognize the responsibilities that lies ahead. So we need to continue our work, and that's when I pass to Irina to tell you more about our continued work.
Yes, thank you. So as you may see, we have built robust systems that educates, protects, and advocates for children's rights in digital space. But as online landscapes evolves, so do the risks children face. That's why we are setting ambition goals for the next 5 years, ensuring that children, parents, and professionals are empowered and the industry takes responsibility and governance mechanisms are strengthened. For the upcoming 5 years, we have 3 prior areas. The first one, within the first one, we are committed to empowering children, parents, and professionals. It's not enough to simply warn about online danger, but we must ensure that every child has the knowledge and skills to navigate internet safely. Parents and educators must be equipped to support them, and professionals working with the children need to proper training to handle digital threats. That's why we will continue expanding our educational programs, strengthening psychological support, and actively engaging children in shaping online safety initiative. That is why this year we will establish based on our organization, e-Safety Child Council that will guide us, and we will bring more child perspective on our work. Next, We recognize that the industry must play a greater role in protecting children online, and technological companies have the power and responsibility to design platforms with the safety in mind. As around the globe, it's starting to raise the trends about the safety by design. We would like to implement these principles as well in Ukraine, and we will advocate for the digital products to integrate child protection mechanism from the outset, train IT professionals on secure design practices, and establish a think tank dedicated to digital safety research and policy innovation. By fostering this collaboration between tech developers, educators, and policymakers, and civil society, we can create a digital environment where safety is a fundamental principle. And finally, we must ensure that government policies are strong enough to protect children from online harms. We will continue our advocacy efforts to reinforce legislative and institutional frameworks for digital safety. This means implementing and monitoring national strategies, strengthening online child protection laws, and ensuring that digital safety education becomes a standard part of the curriculum in Ukraine. We have already well-established partnerships with our government and government structures, and we will continue work with them in this direction, as well as commitment to keeping public sector professionals like social workers, psychologists, law enforcement officers, and judges with the necessary knowledge to address digital abuse cases effectively. It's a very ambitious goals for the next 5 years, but we have a specific 3 areas that we plan to work in 2022. This is the areas that we believe and we see that are raising trends in Ukraine in regards to risks. The first one, as already was mentioned a couple of times, and Anastasia mentioned as well about it, is connected with child recruitment through online platforms. It's raising trends and the use of Russian authorities, Ukrainian children to commit war crimes in Ukraine. And the digital space become a battlefield for manipulation and exploitation. And we've already implementing educational campaign. We plan that this April we will launch 2 lessons for secondary and high school in Ukraine about with the purpose to prevent online recruitment of children. Secondly, another precise challenge that is raising not only in Ukraine but around the world is ensuring that children interact safely with artificial intelligence. AI is rapidly becoming a part of daily life, but it's also present new risks. We need to raise awareness about how AI-generated content can be misused, and we are planning to collaborate together with the tech sector as well as with educators and government to create educational projects and civil society representatives and raise awareness about the meaningful use of AI and that it will be a source for inspiration and opportunities for children rather than the threat. And finally, we must protect children's mental and physical well-being in digital space. Technology should be a tool for growth, not the source for stress and harm. That is why we are developing resources to promote health digital habits, including screen time management and digital detox practice. We as well, as already was mentioned, planning to continue our work with the school psychologists who are the key element of the school system in Ukraine, so they will be in the front line to protect children and support those who become victims of online risks and abuse. We understand that achieving these ambitious goals requires collaboration and we cannot do this alone. That is why we invite you, our partners, donors, and stakeholders to stand with us in this mission. Your financial support will allow us to expand our educational programs and victim support services. Strategic collaboration will help us drive legislative changes and hold industries accountable. And by sharing expertise and technology, we can build safer environment together. I see that we have some technical issues, but I think I will stop right now.
Maybe a second, Irina, just a second. So Ira can, I think Ira, yeah, start. Yeah, Ira, you show the slides? Yeah, do you need some technical support?
Yes, just a second. Something went wrong with the presentation.
It's okay. It's a lot of information overload, I think, even for presentation. So I think it will be great to give some break for Irina and Ira for technical issues. And in case we have some questions here and now, maybe for what we already have presented for last 25 minutes, you can raise your hand or write in chat. I think that we already passed. Yeah, so we see. Thank you from Zoe. Great, we have happy to see you. So it looks like no question yet, right? So we can come back to the presentation, right?
Actually, that was all from our side. So if you have any questions, we would be happy to answer. We will be also sharing our big report with you probably tomorrow, as well with our annual video of recap of 2024. But if you have any questions right now, we would be happy to answer.
Great. Why our participants thinking about question? I think I will catch here with some small follow-up. So when the full invasion started in Ukraine, our colleagues globally asked us how you tackle this challenge, how you work in this emerging situation. And we have a really interesting fact about our NGO, that we were established 2 months before COVID. And we don't know how does it work in normal time. So we worked only in emergency in 2 years of COVID, 3 years of full invasion. And we're so happy and proud that in these challenging times for Ukrainian history, we can be a supportive team for all Ukrainians, smaller and older, in children online safety navigation. And our work started as child online sexual abuse prevention, identification and support provision. But through all these years, people with all risks that children can face online came to us. So unexpectedly, we started to work with prevention of online suicidal groups, cyberbullying, watching of pornography, and as well violent content, cyberbullying, a lot of different risks. That's why last year, we understood that Stop Sexting is a great name, and people in Ukraine and globally already know this, but it doesn't really show what we really do, because now we do much more than sexting. That's why today, for the first time publicly, I want to tell you that we are renaming. So since the next time, Stop Sexting will have other name, and it will be Dignity Online, short version, Dignity On, like a turn on. Yeah, because now we work with all range of children online safety risks. But moreover, since the next year, we will work deeply as well with technology facilitated gender-based violence, and as Irina already mentioned, with safety by design. So we will go deeper to work with industry. So scaling up our missions and our daily work, we need new name. So our ship will have a direct name of what we do daily. And all this is only possible thanks to support of our partners for all these 5 challenging years. So we are so thankful, so grateful, and you as well can see our partners on this slide. So we worked a lot with government institutions, with donors globally and in Ukraine, with Ukrainian, with international business, and of course with non-governmental organizations in Ukraine and globally. So we really believe that when we unite our efforts, all dreams come true. And as our head of communication tell, in case you dream about something in this organization, be ready that you someday will do this, because we will find all resources and all opportunities. So we really believe that all dreams come true, and we are really thankful for you being with us today. Polina, would you like to tell some remarks, or maybe we have somebody with questions? Please raise your hand, so we will understand about how to better allocate our time. But in case we don't have any questions right now, I'm really happy that we are really like in time, so 30 minutes, and it will be easier for all of you to watch online. I really want to thank for all our team who is with us today, and who is committed and developing trainings today as well, because only together with you, all this is happen and possible, because without you, me alone, it will never be the reality. So thank you so much. I'm really happy and proud to change this world together with you, with our team, with our partners. And so see you soon. And thank you so much for your support. Bye.